Welcome back to our series on creating home projection shows using DaVinci Resolve. Today we will pick up where we left off, and finish up the creation of our first simple scene. Let's focus on some other elements to this scene in order to jazz it up a bit. Previously we added the Boo Crew trio to the garage area as our main element, but adding additional content to other areas of the house can make the show really pop. So let's add some more Boo Crew ghosts to the right side of the house. Since the Boo Crew videos are very similar, we can give ourselves a bit of a shortcut and copy the previous color corrector, luma here, and shadow nodes that we applied to the main element, and add that to another set of videos. Let's import the Boo Crew Soaring Spirits video to place on the right-hand side of the house, by dragging it from the Windows folder, into the Scene 1, Videos bin. Next, navigate to the right house tree limb, and add a Merge node. Then bring in the Soaring Spirits video. Let's leave some space between them, and paste the node collection that we copied from the Boo Crew Trio branch. Connect the branch together. And then, with the shadow node selected, add a transform node from the Quick Access toolbar. Let's move ahead in the timeline a bit so that the ghosts in the Soaring Spirits video will be visible. Then, we can use the transform node to properly size and place this element on the right side of the house. This placement looks good, but it's clear that we will need to make some adjustments to the various shadow nodes, since these copied ones are leaving a little too much black with these ghosts. Using the inspector, select each drop shadow or shadow node, and make any adjustments needed to lower the black level a bit, but not too much so that we can see through the ghost's eyes again. Let's play or skip through the timeline a bit to make sure we have the right placement of this video. This could certainly use an adjustment to better center these ghosts on the right side of the house. Using the transform node, move the video into a better position. When creating a scene, you will spend a lot of time making adjustments as you go. Very rarely is something perfect on the first go around. This is a perfectly normal part of the process, so don't be afraid of it. Let's go with this for now, but I personally don't like the way these ghosts are appearing. Let's make it look a little more supernatural using an Ellipse Mask. Bring down the Ellipse Mask node from the Quick Access toolbar, and place it above the Merge node that connects the Soaring Spirits. Then connect it to the blue arrow of the Merge node. Our ghosts disappeared, but we will fix that shortly. When applying a mask to a Merge node, only the nodes connected to the green arrow, the foreground, are affected by the mask. Anything that is considered the background will be unaffected. Select that Merge node, and hit 1 on your keyboard to put the view into the preview pane. This will let you see the problem as it's applied to that node. However, for this fix we will want to focus more on the final output preview window. Select the masking node, and move the mask over until the ghosts begin to become visible again. We will fine-tune the final placement as we go along. Here we can see a bit of the circle cutting off the element, but let's soften that up by using the inspector, and increase the soft edge slider. Soft edges on your masking nodes will add a faded effect to the edges. This will make the ghosts appear to materialize, instead of just showing up out of nowhere. In this example, the goal is to make the ghosts look as though they disappear when getting close to the garage. We are not too worried about how they come in from the right side of the home. But if we were, then we could shrink the size of this Ellipse Mask and tune the soft edge in a way where they are only fully visible when in the center. One more problem we will need to solve is the length of time for both videos. Our scene is based on the Boo Crew trio, but the Soaring Spirits have a shorter runtime than the trio. This means, once the Spirits video has ended, the ghosts will disappear. To account for that, with the Soaring Spirits media node selected, check the loop checkbox. This will automatically replay the video when it has reached its end, so that the ghosts continue to appear throughout your scene. If we don't perform that step, there will be nothing to display on that side once the video element has ended. On a similar note, we will want this scene to overrun a bit so that we can take advantage of Resolve's built-in transitions down the road. So we will want the Boo Crew trio video to stay around past its runtime, but we don't want it to loop and replay. Select the media node for the Boo Crew trio, and then in the inspector, add a value to the Hold Last Frame property. I like to make it an incredibly high value to ensure the asset doesn't disappear. To finish this scene up, let's do some color correction on our background so that the colors pop a little better. make some room, and with the Photo Leap Image Media node selected, add a color corrector from the toolbar. Don't forget to check the Pre-Divide, Post-Multiply image checkbox under Options. With a washed-out image like this one, I like to start by increasing the saturation and the contrast as a starting point. From there, we can play with sliders to make finer adjustments to the image. There are plenty of videos available that explain these individual color settings if you want to know more about them. Or you can just pull each slider way up or down to get an idea of how they will affect your image. Either way, usually smaller adjustments are better in the end, so don't be tempted to overdo it. The end goal is to get a consistent look across all the assets in your scene, so you may have to go back and perform more color tweaks for each one. To compare the before and after looks of any color corrector node, you can toggle the node on and off. Here we can see this is a much needed improvement, and with that, we can also declare the first scene completed. We can attempt to play it back on the edit page if we wish, but you can see that the playback is very slow. So in our next tutorial, we will be taking a look at how we can use the render cache in order to improve the playback of our preview, and how to manage the render cache effectively. In the interim, make sure you subscribe to the channel while we work our way towards this year's projection show season.